Hello, in today's video I will show you the ultimate guide on how to play Noob. In this video I will go over all of Noob's lore, how best to use Noob's abilities, all of Noob's skins, how hard it is to get milestone 4, and in the end I'll go over an overview over Noob. This video was part of a series that I'm making where I'm going over tips and tricks about all the characters in Forsaken, and you should definitely go check the other videos out after this one, of course. And so without further ado, let's get into the video. It begins with Noob, an ordinary Robloxian forming a close friendship with Sixer. Guess was shunned by his community because of the long-standing myth surrounding his username, with the number 666 culturally tied to infernal symbolism, much like 2-time being connected to spawnism. However, Sixer wasn't a hacker at first. Over time though, he became competitive and started using scripts. Noob begs Sixer to stop, but Sixer continues using the scripts anyway. Sixer separates from Noob, and eventually Noob writes a letter to Sixer, not knowing that he was already gone. In the aftermath, Noob finds new friends and tries to heal, and for Sixer, he gets manipulated by the Spectre and gets turned into the monster that he is now. Of course, that's just a shortened version of the whole lore, but that being said, if you want to see the whole version of Noob's lore, there's a series of games on Roblox I'll put on the screen right now. And this series is definitely worth checking out, and it really shows a bunch more of Noob's lore with Sixer. And you get a skin from playing a nightmare, so that's a plus too. Noob's ability set consists of 3 abilities that help him in different ways. I will give a basic rundown of all 3 of these abilities right now. The first ability that I'll go over is Noob's Bloxy Cola, which when used gives Noob speed 1 for 10 seconds. The next ability that I'll go over is Noob's Slate Skin. Pretty much what Noob's Slate Skin does is gives you 80 extra health, but makes you really slow. The last ability that I'll go over is Noob's Ghost Burger, which makes you invisible for 10 seconds, and makes it so that minions and the killer's ESP abilities cannot find you. Now I'll give you some general tips that you should do with these abilities. First tip is for Bloxy Cola, and please, oh please, just don't use the Bloxy Cola in front of the killer in a chase. And the next tip that you should do is always remembering to use your Bloxy Cola when using Slate Skin, because this gives you the speed buff while using Slate Skin. Of course, I'm just kidding, this doesn't work, and it pretty much just wastes your Bloxy Cola. Do not do this. My next tip is to not worry about grabbing any Bloxy Colas during LMS, since it's just the same as a regular Bloxy Cola, just longer to use. My next series of tips is for Slate Skin. My first tip is when going against a slasher or 1x to wait until the slasher has used their gashing wound, or wait until the 1x has used their entanglement to actually use your Slate Skin, since with these abilities, the killers can counter you quite effectively. My next tip is for when in LMS, use your Slate Skin on the last 8 seconds. My last tip for Slate Skin is to start sprinting when you know that the ability is going to run out, since you're probably going to dodge a M1 from the killer. My first tip for Noob's Ghost Burger is to not use Noob's Ghost Burger randomly, but instead opting for something where you hear 1x's Unstable Eye, Sixer's Blood Hunt, or if you see John Doe do his Arrow 404, or if you see Noli do his Observant on the generator. My next tip is to try combining the Slate Skin with the Ghost Burger. My last tip is when you think that the second to last survivor will die, then use Ghost Burger, which prevents the killer from seeing you. And here's just a general tip while playing Noob, that you should not really play offensively. Instead, try and do stuff like generators to lower the amount of time. Alright, so I'm gonna go over all of the skins and what they're inspired by, as well as some special things for them too. Wrong is based on how people would make fake knockoff versions of Noob. Inverted is simply the inverted versions of the colors for the original Noob. Trapped is a nod to the old 3D shirts. Fancy gives Noob classical clothes with dress pants. Caddy is inspired by the first custom avatar. Newbie turns Noob into the protagonist of Get a Snack at 3 AM. It changes his Bloxy Cola, Ghost Burger, and Slate Skin. Combat Dummy turns Noob into the Combat Dummy from Item Asylum. Steampunk is based on the steampunk aesthetic, as the name suggests. Anacon gives Noob the big head accessory, as well as giving him custom requests for supports. Spiders gives Noob a bunch of spiders on his body. GASA4 player turns Noob into the main protagonist of Get a Snack at 4 AM. It replaces his Bloxy Cola with Witch's Brew, his Slate Skin potion with toothpaste, and his Ghost Burger with chips. Buttermilk turns Noob into a Roblox avatar from a TikTok. Bloxy turns Noob into a Bloxy Cola, and it's partially pay to win since the killer cannot see you use your Slate Skin as easily. Little Nightmares turns Noob into a teddy bear. This skin has a custom Bloxy Cola, Slate Skin, and Ghost Burger. Willian Gaming is based off of the YouTuber Willian Gaming. Worker is based off of Elson from Off, and it's also pay to win since it's insanely hard for the killer to notice you use Slate Skin, and it gives them a custom Bloxy Cola, Slate Skin, and Ghost Burger. Retro makes it so that Noob is the version of Noob from 2005 to 2007, and it gives him some custom animations. The skin is also pay to win since it pretty much just makes Noob completely invisible. Superfly is based off of the Superfly cape, and it also gives him some custom interaction. Super Duper Fly is based off of the Super Duper Fly cape. It gives him a custom Bloxy Cola, Slate Skin, and Ghost Burger, as well as some custom interactions. Scout Pot turns Noob into a person with a teapot for a head, and it also has special interactions with the Potsakar skin. Toy changes Noob into the body of the Series 1 Classic Noob figurine. Subject 1 is based off of the NPCs in Party.exe, and it also has some custom dialogues to be more party themed. Scene gives Noob the Scenecore aesthetic. Brawler is based off of the Noob and Brawler, but is specifically based on the H2O skin. Lucas is based off of Lucas from the Earthbound series, and this plays when Ghost Burger is used. Taunt is based off an ability from Die of Death, has multiple races, and custom support lines, but extra special support lines from Caretaker Elliot and Carepad Builderman. Jard turns Noob into a character from Evade, and it also has custom requests with the Bobo Elliot skin, and it also has a custom Bloxy Cola, Slate Skin, and Ghost Burger. Innovation turns Noob into a stereotypical mad scientist. Classic is based on the stylized versions of Noob avatars. Spotter is based off of a Roblox game called The Isles, and also has a custom Bloxy Cola and Slate Skin. Pride turns Noob into a gay person. Campsite Victims turns Noob into the users from a video called Roblox Movie Mass Killer. It uses the retro animations and the retro sound when getting hurt. It also has 4 different looks to the skin that are chosen randomly at the start of the match, and it also has custom interactions. Sunny Day gives Noob a more summer-like appearance, as well as a custom Bloxy Cola and a custom Ghost Burger. Token turns Noob into the mascot of Fentanyl. There's also a custom Bloxy Cola, Ghost Burger, and Slate Skin, along with some custom requests. Outlaw turns Noob into the Brick Duo from Outlaws of Robloxia, and also gives Noob some custom requests. Shallow-In turns Noob into a lifeguard, along with giving her a custom Bloxy Cola and a custom Ghost Burger. Genesis turns Noob into the oldest version of a Roblox avatar. Fuds turns Noob into the YouTube animator Fuds, and it also has a custom Ghost Burger and Bloxy Cola. Cosplay turns Noob into your own avatar, but blue, green, and yellow. VIP can only be used when you have the VIP Game Pass, and it gives Noob a Roman Emperor aesthetic. Sixer can only be owned if you have played the game A Nightmare, and it also has custom requests. Elf turns Noob into an elf. Easter turns Noob into the Easter Bunny. Low Quality Phantom gives Noob a Halloween costume that is a blanket with holes in it. Scarecrow turns Noob into a scarecrow, as well as giving him a custom Ghost Burger. Anniversary gives Noob a more party-like appearance, but you can only get this skin from playing on Christmas Day. Tangled Lights turns Noob into a person with lights entangled on them, as well as giving her a custom Bloxy Cola, Slate Skin, and Ghost Burger. Cold Outside makes it so that Noob is dressed up to be like he's going outside on a cold day, as well as a custom Ghost Burger, Slate Skin, and Bloxy Cola. There's currently one pay-to-win skin in the game right now, since they fixed the other two skins, being Worker and Bloxy. Retro makes it so that you're nearly fully invisible. Of course, these are just slight enhancements for Noob, and are not supposed to be groundbreaking. Currently 5 ways to get XP as Noob in the game currently, making him the easiest way to get money for Survivor. The first way that you can get XP is by doing generator puzzles, which one generator puzzle gives you 15 XP, and doing the entire generator gives you 75 XP. The second way is by winning a match, which gives you 120 XP when you win. The third way is by hiding with your Ghost Burger, which gives you 12 XP. And the fourth way is by having your Slate Skin wear off naturally, which gives you 24 XP. Finally, the fifth way to get XP is by winning 140 studs with your Bloxy Cola, which gives you 24 XP. Noob is the survivalist. Noob is the symbolization of a newbie. Noob, the one who once befriended Sixter. Noob, the one who is well-rounded and needs time for preparation to survive. Noob is one of the generator characters. Noob can go unnoticed pretty much the entire game. Noob is the foodie. Noob is the free character roster. Finally, Noob has a bunch of custom LMSs to choose from.